Are you just starting out in your multifamily investment journey and want to know how to find, fund, and operate multifamily property? Well, in today's video, that's exactly what I'm going to talk to you guys about. So strap in and let's go. Hey, everybody, it's Paul Macaluso, the Multifamily Renegade. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about a little case study. This is going to be the first multifamily property that I purchased on my own with no partners, that I put all of my own capital into. And I wanted to break it down as like a little case study for you and give you guys some insights into how I did it so you can hopefully model what I've done and go out and apply it for yourself. I put together a cheat sheet or checklist, for better term, for you guys to follow along. This is the exact same process that I use when I'm acquiring multifamily property for myself, as well as helping my clients also invest in multifamily. So if you want to grab that 12-step checklist, it's the Multifamily Success Checklist. Go ahead and click the link in the description below. It's 100% free. Just grab yourself a copy. More than happy to send it to you guys. So without any further ado, let's jump into today's video. What I want to go over is the first property that I personally invested in, that I had no partners on, that this was 100% all me. Now, one thing that you have to remember, no matter if you're investing in a multifamily property or if you're getting into some type of business venture for the first time or starting a new career, whatever it is, you have to go all in. You can't half-ass it, okay? You got to put 110% into whatever it is you're doing to see the types of results that you want to get. Nobody that's ever half-assed it or dipped their toes in the pool has ever done anything measurable or with impact on the world, whether it be financially or whether it be through the community. It doesn't matter. Like, if you're going to half-ass things, you're just not going to see the types of results that you want to get. So you have to go all in. And this first multifamily property that I invested in for myself, I did exactly that. I went all in. Now, don't get me wrong. It was nerve-wracking. It was scary, right? It was the first property that I'm in by myself, no partners, and I'm having to manage the construction of it. I'm having to operate the property, having to fund the deal myself. All of these things are all firsts for me in a deal by myself. When I found this deal, this was something that I had seen. The property had been on an obscure website for a very long time, and it just had poor marketing all around. So for whatever reason, at this particular time, I was financially in a position to go out and invest in a multifamily property by myself, no partners. So I had been searching around for a couple of months. I looked at a few different deals. Nothing really panned out. But I came across this property that I had basically overlooked for several months. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go see why nobody's actually gone after this place. The price seemed right. It seemed like a decent enough property as far as the basic criteria of it. So I said, you know what, I'm going to jump in a car. I'm going to go out there and see what it's all about. Now, when I got there, it turned out to be in an area that I completely didn't even think the property was in. I totally thought this was somewhere else, right? So then I looked at it. I figured out why people weren't buying the property. It did not show very well, so to say. So, there were doors kicked in. There was basically signs of squatters in the property, and the overall exterior condition did not look well. But I had been in the business helping clients of mine acquire multifamily property for some time, and I said, I can look past all of the things that normally would scare somebody away from a property. I went ahead, put an offer in, got the offer accepted, and it was time to fund the deal. So originally, lender that I was going to go through with said that they were going to partner with me on the deal. After I had got the offer accepted, they reneged on that. They only wanted to be a lender. Thank God that was the case. And, in retrospect, looking back, that was actually a great thing for me, because that meant all the profits were going to be mine. And again, you got to be all in on these things. So I said, all right, you know what? It's not a problem. The guy still wants to lend the money on the deal. He still thinks it's a good enough deal to lend on. So that was encouraging. So I ended up having to take it down with basically a hard money loan. It's very expensive money. I had to pay 6 points up front, and I had to carry the note at 12% interest. That's extremely expensive money. Very, very risky money. If you don't have the right deal, a loan like that in terms like that can ruin you financially and just blow a deal up. So you got to make sure, if you are going to use expensive money like that, that you have the right type of deal in order to do it. After the deal was funded and I got in there and I was renovating the property, I learned a lot through the renovation process. I was very, very bootstrapping it, if you, for lack of a better word. I was being extremely cheap on the things that I was doing. So there's a lot of stuff that I learned along the way as far as the construction goes on that particular property because it was all my own money and I had to save every penny that I could and do as minimal work as I can. I had to basically, what they say is squeeze that fruit to get as much juice out of it as you possibly can. Now, when I was operating that property, I self managed it. I still self manage all of our properties today. I believe in creating a process and a team around you for your own in house management. I don't believe in outsourcing to third party management companies, especially at the level that I'm at. Maybe down the road when I get to a lot bigger properties, I'll consider that. But as of right now, I am 100% all in on the management of the property in house. I don't like to outsource anything as of right now, and a lot of my mentors that have been in the game for 30, 40 years, they follow that exact model and they've become extremely wealthy by keeping all of the management in-house and creating the teams in-house for the management of that property. I utilize tools like Google Voice, Fiverr, Craigslist, you name it. I utilize that tool to self manage that property. And we still utilize those tools today to self manage those properties. So thank God it didn't come to that. Things went exceptionally well. There was some speed bumps along the way, but that property turned out to be exceptionally well for us. And it set us on the trajectory to get to where we are today. To recap this video, I want you guys to understand that you have to go all in on your dream or whatever venture you're looking to go with, right? Whether it's a business venture, an investment, a new career, whatever it is, you have to be willing to go all in. You can't half-ass it. And you have to be willing to look in places that other people are looking that may have overlooked things in those areas, like I did, right? I looked at the property just on paper and online, and it was something that I passed on multiple times before I actually got in the car, went down there and seen it for myself and put boots on the ground and touched and felt it. Talking about the funding, you have to be willing to run your numbers and understand whether or not the type of debt that you're willing to take on to acquire these investments or these whatever it is that you're doing, it makes sense, even if it's expensive money like what I took on. A lot of people told me I was crazy when I took on that type of debt for that property. They thought I was crazy, but I knew better. I knew the numbers. I knew what the rents were going to be. I knew the renovation costs. I knew what the resale value was going to be. So I feel confident that even with that crazy type of loan and the cost to get it, I was going to be successful with it. Then the operational standpoint, everything went well operationally. I had to do some evictions, but again, operationally, it was very good experience to learn the ins and outs of operations, and I did it myself. So I hope that was interesting. If you guys wanted me to go into a lot more detail on this particular story, just drop me a comment below. If you have a similar experience that you've been through on your journey in multifamily investing, please let me know. Drop a comment and let me know. Share your story with me. I'd love to hear it. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you get updated every time I drop a new video. I try to drop 2 videos a week for you guys. And if you don't want to miss any of those, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm Paul Macaluso, the Multifamily Renegade. And don't forget, if you want the same checklist for the same 12-step process that I use when I acquire multifamily, there's a link in the description. Go ahead and grab it. It's 100% free. Make sure you click that link and go ahead and get it. But I'm Paul Macaluso, the Multifamily Renegade, signing out. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.